Welcome back to Sparkle Soul Runner. I'm Nancy, coming to you from my backyard. I'm here to talk about I am enough. I'm here to talk about I am enough and how I use that on one of my strongest, most amazing days of my life. That today I could say is amazing, but when it was happening to me, I was just in the moment, but I remember being so scared of that moment. So like there's like this whole I can see it all kind of thing. So I'm gonna try my best to explain it to you and just show you how it worked for me. So basically, as I've been trying to find tools for my toolkit to help myself get better, I one of the things I found was a talk about I am enough, and I'm gonna try to figure out how to kind of put that below or whatever. I can't remember the lady's name right now, and I just had to do this, and I'm sorry, excuse me, but thank you for your work and for your words and for your connection, because you probably saved my life, whoever you are. I am enough. I am enough saved my life because I was in Disney World and I was having a moment with my husband and alone, and everything I've ever been scared of, just like what I would have considered my worst moments ever, I was able to walk and stand and be there and hold myself and say I'm enough and I don't need anybody else, and I don't need him to tell me that he loves me, and I don't need my mom to tell me that he loves me, and I don't need anybody, and no one needs to tell me that they love me other than I need to tell me that I love me. And I can remember going down we were Magic Kingdom, and I'm walking by Winnie the Pooh towards the teacups, and it was like a movie, like I could see like lights and people passing and just buzzing, and then like Harold just angry walking like, and like my family was behind me, and like everybody was safe, so it was just like me in that moment, and I was able to put myself in the moment, and that was my big aha, was that I was there, I was strong, I was just moving forward, and I just had to breathe. And that connection, that knowing that when I realized that I was alive and I was strong and that I was there and I was present, and I was surviving it. I was surviving my biggest fear, which was being alone in Disney and my husband leaving. Like literally in my head, it was as bad as that we were gonna, like, my head was divorced and and everything. I went to that extreme that I wasn't gonna be with him anymore, and I wasn't gonna. That's where I was thinking in my head, and I could just feel like so many people so scared in that time, and how I knew how I would normally feel and how I was feeling, and I was in my owning that moment for me, and the beauty of the moment, because I was able to see how beautiful I was to not need anybody, and to be there and to be that, like, that strength, that light, that survivor. I survived that moment, and I was scared. I was terrified of that moment. I was scared of what about that moment would mean. I was scared of what that moment would feel like. I was scared of what that moment what other people would think about that moment. Everything, all the stuff, all the this in your head, like, whew. And you know what? I made it through the moment. I made it through the weekend. I made it here. I'm here today. Like, I am enough. And that worked for me. That saved my life. It saved my life, and I'm grateful for it. and I think it's something that you should consider. Like, one of the things the lady says is to put she says to, like, write it on your mirror that says I am enough. And I remember when I heard it, um, I had just put, like she said it, and I'm like, you know what? And I got to post it, and I put, I am enough, um, on my wall, and I literally look at it every single day. I literally look at it every single day. And another thing that helped for me was that I said it, like I literally like did the mantra thing over and 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 over. I was just, I'm enough, I'm enough, I'm enough. I remember I think maybe I was walking with like my hoodie, and I was just like, I'm enough, I'm enough, I'm enough, I'm enough, I'm enough, I'm enough, I am enough, I'm enough. I don't need anything else. I don't need anybody else right now at this moment. I am enough. I am enough. And it was my son. My son was the one who taught me that. My son, one of the things that makes, I mean, craziest times, crazy that I go insane is when we put him to sleep and he goes and he just so I learned this from my son. And it's one of the things I hate most, like, not that I hate, no, obviously I don't hate my son, but one of the things that I hate that he does is that he gets into that loop of, like, when he's like, I don't want to go to bed, or I want papi, I want papi, I want papi, like when he's going to bed, and he just says the same thing over and over and over, and oh my god, it makes me absolutely insane, and like, the anger, it just is all there, and it's there, like, every single night, and it's just like, and like, I've learned in all of this, because I mean, I was starting to really not get along with my son. Like, I had to break like, I had to change. I had to figure out another way of viewing it. And until I was able to, like, switch that around and be like, okay, what am I angry at? What am I frustrated with right now? And look at the different perspectives of things. And then until I found love. And then I was able to love him. And then, like, immediately, as soon as I find love, he seems to calm. Within a few minutes, and like I get in with him, and then all of a sudden there's a shift, and it feels, I love it, I love it, but it's scary, obviously. But so he says the same thing, and he gets in a loop over and over and over, and I like when he is in the loop, I can't get him out of the loop, like without like shaking him and like it's hard to get him out of the loop, and I have to write it out sometimes. I have to write it out, and like I've learned to stop fighting the loop and like just write it out with love. Write it out with love. At that moment, with love. And that's what I did for myself. That's what I did for myself. I remember I was walking, holding my arms and stuff, and hugging myself. And just saying, I am enough, I am enough, I am enough, I am enough, until the moment passed. And then, like, we made it to the teacups, and I basically surrendered to the moment. I knew that there was nothing that I could do to change it or whatever, and that it was going to be what it was, and whatever. And I remember I went on the teacups with the kids and my mom and my sister and the kids. And it was the last ride that we went on in Disney. And it was so much fun. Just letting go and feeling that feeling and the whirling and the that life moment when you are alive. That moment, that was my gift. That was my gift for surviving. I went from the darkest to the brightest, and I feel like that's just been my life lately. Like the two sides of every coin. The yin and the yang, all of that, and I like it. I love it. I love it, and I love my life, and I'm a survivor, and I'm proud to say that, like proud, and you can too. You can too. It's not easy, but there's definitely momentum. Like that's a thing, for sure. Like. Before when I couldn't do one thing, like it literally has been like a little baby steps. It's a baby step thing. It's been baby steps, and do the best you can, and like just at that moment you're doing the best you can with what you got, and the rest is just kind of the rest you just gotta let it go. The rest you have to let it go. You gotta stop asking so many questions and enjoy the ride. You gotta stop asking so many questions and enjoy the ride. You gotta stop asking so many questions and enjoy the ride.